Hello, my delicious co-creators. Lilou here. I mean, beautiful, amazing. Starting to get cold Paris, but we're having such a wonderful time. I'm here with the film director, Malcom, and we did the premiere last night in Paris of his movie featuring Nassim Haramein, the amazing physician and his work. And here we did share this with the Parisian that absolutely love it. How exciting is that? Congratulations on the Connected Univers. This is the title of the movie. Are you excited to be in Paris?
So excited. And it was a truly, truly wonderful response. It was really moving, actually, to see how heartfelt and enthusiastic the people were about the movie. My two favorite reviews are tears and goosebumps, because then it means that you've actually touched people on a physiological level. And I was really grateful to have people share their comments with me after the movie about how much it touched them. And you did an amazing job helping to get everyone there and putting the premiere together. And it's an honor to share it. And we're excited to have it happening. Because of you and having this event, we worked especially quickly to try and have a French version out, which is going to be coming officially fairly soon. So we're very happy to be sharing that with all of the amazing people of Paris and France and other people around the world who speak French as well.
Yeah, and you must be excited. I saw this huge standing ovation. Nassim was here, you were here, and there's a lot of, I think you're bringing, I mean, tell us, because you have this amazing, I mean, you've been working on it for a long time now. So there is a really heartfelt, a real vision behind all this. Can you tell us why you decided to do this movie? Because it feels like we all need this understanding now, this scientific evidence of what we're feeling inside, that we're interconnected, that our soul are connected, that we can receive messages from our heart and all that. But you're bringing such a level of understanding and information, etc., through the research of Nasim. How did you put all this together? Because it's very different to have this heart and science element together.
Well, thank you. That is exactly what we wanted to do. Is we really wanted to try and create something unique and create something special. And I like to try to get people to imagine a strand of DNA where one strand is the science and the other strand is the heart and humanity. Yeah. And the two of them are totally intertwined, but if you look, there's all kinds of bridges across a DNA that sort of hold it together, and it's the potential. It shows our DNA also keeps the information of where we've come from, but it's also a blueprint for the future of where we're going. And the amazing thing is, I do a lot of humanitarian work, and every time I've seen really challenging things in the world, when in physics you try and get down to the lower level of understanding how everything works, and whenever it's the most challenging, there's usually fear and disconnection. Us against the world, me against you, a sense of separation that I can hurt you and it's okay as long as I'm getting what I need. Where I've also met so many amazing people in the world doing incredible things. And in there, the underlying things are love and connection, and that they are doing something bigger for themselves, bigger than themselves. They care about others. They recognize and respect the connection, and they're doing things from a really amazing place. So we hope that bringing this message forward will help people understand the amazing potential that they have and the amazing connection that they have.
And that the connection is already here. And so it's really giving ourselves the authorization to live this way, isn't it?
Well, and to be able to see it. Yeah. It's sometimes, and we've all had this experience where one day you realize on your drive to work that you notice something, and then from that point you always seem to pay attention to it. Or you get a new car and you realize how many other cars like that there are. Yeah. You never really noticed them before, but now you do. When your awareness is changed, when your perception is shifted, you start seeing things that have been around you the whole time, but you maybe just didn't notice. And one of the things we really are hoping to inspire in people is the ability to see in a new way, to see the beauty that's around them, to see the connection that's around them, to see the potential that's around them, and to recognize how they are a part of it and how it is connected to them.
And why did you choose particularly Nasim? Because you could have done a documentary with many other researchers or people or documentary, but here it's really the focus on his work. Why is that?
Yes, well, we wanted to share and bring his ideas forward because I think it's really profound to be searching for that sense of unity. What is it that connects everything? How does that mechanism work? For many thousands of years, the philosophers and spiritual leaders and people have put forward the idea that we are all connected, we are all one. But how are we one? How does that mechanism work? Because as a person, I can feel that, and at certain times very, very strongly. At other times, it's harder to plug into when I'm frantically running around in the city trying to make things happen. But that there is a knowingness that exists and that it's there. So how does that happen? And I found his approach, that sort of follows the principles of what Einstein was looking to try and find before he died and before he ran out of time, that these principles of geometry, that it's the relationship between things. I get challenged sometimes by the myopic view where people look with the blinders on and they seek to drill down and look at just the separateness of things without remembering. When we learn so many things from that approach. However, we need to remember that everything is connected. You can't separate things. There's no truly such thing as an isolated system. Yeah. And as our science remembers that, our engineering, our chemistry, our medicine, our own beings, I think this is going to be a really way to bring forward a lot of positive change in our future.
Yeah. And Nasim was the one.
Yes.
And not bringing many together, but he's really, you think, tapping into something extraordinary new.
Yes, there's his approach. I mean, for 30 years he's been working to try to bring this forward and to have these understandings and to share that. And people have been taking notice, and I thought part of our advancement is putting out ideas into the world and giving them exposure to give people a chance to see what resonates with them and not. And so one of the things that I really wanted to do, I think it's very important when you're trying to understand these things to not only try to understand it from your head, but to also understand it from your head and your heart, and to have that sort of connection to see how you can take something from that and use it to make your own life better and to empower yourself.
Can I ask you if it fully fits like what Nasim is teaching and sharing with your own vision and how this fitted all together into the movie, or was there at times some different perspective or point of view that were not totally matching?
Well, in the filmmaking process, there's always going to be an ebb and a flow. However, I'm very, very pleased with where the film is at this point, because I was always seeking to infuse, more heart and humanity into the movie too, because I think it's so important that it's more than just understanding. It's here. It's say, well, what do I do with this understanding as a human? As a human, how does this affect my life?
Yeah, on a practical level.
Yes. Well, what can I do with this to make my life better and the lives of people around me better? And so I think that was, as a humanitarian filmmaker, that was a really important aspect to me, to intertwine these things together. And I believe that we have made something very special, and I'm happy to see.
I'm excited for this movie, big time, big. I feel like it's a page, it's a turn in history. There's a turning point with this movie, and I really want to congratulate you. I felt this one other time with The Secret when I was in the audience with Oprah, and I felt that this was a pivotal moment last night, organizing this, being part of it, seeing it happen, seeing the light in people's eyes, and all those questions and everything. Just looking at the movie and the quality of your movie, I felt this was a must-see film, must-see.
Well, thank you. That is.
You must feel so good after all this work. Oh my God!
We've had it's been more than a 15,000-hour journey, so it's been a lot. But what we wanted to do was to be able to put that kind of time in, so that people in a very short period of time could take this in. So it takes 15,000 hours to create, but it takes 94 minutes to watch. So and in that time, there are, I hope, many different things that people can take from it. That I know there was someone who has been to all three of the premieres so far, and they're like, I see something new every time, and I'm excited to see it the next time, because each time I watch it, I realize, wow, there's even more. So
there's a lot. Especially with the scientific part.
Yes, and we've tried to layer that so you can perceive it at all different kinds of level. One of the things I like to say is there is no test after, there's no exam. You don't have to be able to recreate, the theory and explain all of the mathematics and all the science. However, being able to have it presented in a way where it's understandable, where it makes sense, where it's relatable, where you can feel that you can do something for yourself to make your life better. We've had, people at all different education levels, from, advanced PhDs and Royal Society people to students and younger people. And I remember I was doing a section on new ideas in black holes, and I Skyped with my then 12-year-old nephew and some of his friends and asked them questions, and they got it. So it's fantastic that we've been able to put it in a way that is accessible. And that's the big thing, is we really wanted to make these complex, important ideas accessible to people.
And yet keep it profound and important with some important deep facts. And that's where it's not that easy. So how did you get from creating all those and directing all those movies on a humanitarian level to this one? I mean, there must have been quite a shift for you, or something, or a turning point, or something you had to learn or expand to, or that you really had to work hard to bring this, to bring the heart and the depth and the facts.
Well, I'm very fortunate to also have a love of science and a love of big complex ideas. I've spent a long time helping take complex ideas and synthesize them down for people to be able to understand. And so I love learning. I always have since I was little. And so it's exciting as a filmmaker to be able to explore all these complex things, try and take and synthesize it down for people, so that they can also have an understanding and share. Because I love it for me when I'm exploring things and boom, a light comes on and I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. And then to be able to find a way to share that with others is something. It's one of the reasons that I am a filmmaker.
How long did it take you?
Well, we've had more than 15,000 hours into it, and literally
that's many years, huh?
Night and day. Yes, it's been many years. Yes.
When you need to find the energy, when there's difficult times, obviously getting together, the budget, the time, the energy, the traveling, all of that it's involved, the team together, there's times big downs and ups and everything. How do you deal with that? What's your resource? Do you have a practice, or what do you do to bring it back in?
Well, for me, I always think about who it is that is going to be receiving the information at the end. And I feel it's a big responsibility with something that I feel is so important. If you look at the world today and see some of the challenges that are happening, I think it's very critical at this time to be looking for different ways of doing things. And by being able to put that out into the world, over my career, I've had 2 billion viewers in 155 countries who have seen something from here and from here. And so for me to
go there to pull it.
Yes, to know that there is perhaps the capacity to touch people on a large scale like that, I really put a lot of extra effort into taking every little piece a little bit further. And I absolutely have to say that one of the greatest things for me about this movie is that it's a movie about connection, and it was made possible thanks to people through crowdfunding from 100 different countries. Wow. Literally 100. We're doing our very best to make a global message, and people from 100 different countries contributed to the campaign and contributed to helping it. I mean, a movie like this costs a lot of money to make, and the crowdfunding contributions helped us make the movie better. So, and the other thing too is that had someone come and written a check for the whole amount, and I still would have wanted to do a crowdfunding because I want people to be part of it. I want people to know that their contribution of $5, $10, $25, $50, or $100 or more. We had some people who were very generous and helped out a lot, and but every single one of those made the movie better. It made a difference, and that they are part of it. This movie is not just my movie. It's a movie that they can all feel part of being proud of creating, and I hope they are. And that was a big motivation for me to keep going when there were so many obstacles that could have stopped the movie, is that I knew for all those people who donated that no matter what, I wanted to find my way through. And and it got frustrating, I'm sure, at times, because people are like, when is it done? When is it done? And I'm like, it's so important. I'm trying to do the extra things to make it better. But now that it's done and out there, hopefully...
Well, that's a new chapter now. That's a new chapter. I'm sure all the people that have been participating, and I'm just, all this was created a few weeks ago, and I was in Sedona, and we talked, and Nasim said, Lilou, I want you to organize this for us in France. We had already done something. Everything was so obvious and flowing, though the flow is fast and big. So now you're in a new chapter of opening all this up and traveling to new places. The film is on Vimeo, right?
Yes. The film is available worldwide on Vimeo on demand, and so at the Connected Universe, and we would love for you to see it. And for those of you who see it and are touched by it, please share it and please help people know, because there's so many opportunities for us to improve and to see different things, from environment to business to politics to science to our own humanity and our interactions with each other. I'm very excited about the future. Some people think that, the future has, like in sci-fi, there's so many movies about how dark the future is going to be. I believe that it's possible to create something different. I'm excited. We live in the most connected time in history. Humanity has never been this connected before because of our technology. But the question is, what are we going to do with that technology? So we can use it to, separate ourselves and make less human interactions, or we can use it to share our best practices, get our best ideas out there, find a way to communicate and be together. And that actually even brings up a point about the screenings. In film, they say, you release in the movie and then you release on video on demand. Well, we're doing it backwards because, and we're doing it a different way, because I believe we want to try to have as many people as possible to have access to it right away. And for some people, it's easier to rent the movie than to afford to go and see it. However, like the music industry, if you download the song and you buy the song, you see it or you listen to it, you fall in love with it, and then you go to the concert. We would love people to be able to get together because there's something special that happens when you're together. And if you
look at last night.
Last night was absolutely. Seriously, I was. My eyes were getting very moist from the reaction, people, because
the energy of all of us getting together, as you're saying, this is so we're craving this.
Yeah, and this is really what the movie is about. It's about connecting, and the thing. One of the sort of byproducts that I'm hoping will happen is that people will use the connected universe as a connecting point to meet other people who are also interested in connection, who are also interested in our collective evolution, who are also interested in unifying, who are also interested in doing other things to make the world better. And you never know who you're sitting beside, and for people to be able to talk after the movie. In the premiere in Los Angeles, they had to kick everybody out because people spent so much time in the lobby afterwards talking that they were like flicking the lights, okay, get out, which is awesome because people were meeting each other and sharing with each other. And the same thing happened in Paris last night, is that they had to kick us out because people still wanted to be, meeting and sharing and talking. And to me, that is a beautiful byproduct. This film is to start conversation.
And you're not afraid of that. Like, you're not afraid. You know how sometimes when we create something, it's difficult to let go of the baby and let it have its own life, or people doing their thing or creating other things with the movie. You never know where it's going to go. I mean, you really have to trust and, be out there, let it have its own life, no?
Yes.
At no point you're like, oh my God, what are people going to do with it?
No, we're in fact the opposite, is that this movie isn't trying to provide, it's not something that tries to provide all the answers. I hope it provides many of the questions to get people exploring, to get people thinking, to show that, wow, if there is this underlying connection, what could that mean in this area? What does that mean over here? And so that I'm hoping, no matter if people are just sort of awakening to these ideas or whether they're deeply steeped in it, and this is a reinforcement to show the science that is behind what they've been feeling and knowing for a long time.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for putting so much energy and efforts and working that hard to bring this movie out right now. The timing is absolutely fabulous. Please go and see it. Must see movie, and beautifully well done, and the voice of Paul Stewart. I mean,
Patrick Stewart.
Sorry.
Yes. No, he was totally amazing. And if I can talk about that for just a second more, is that people may think, oh, we want Sir Patrick Stewart because of the legendary TV role he played as Captain Picard of the Starship Enterprise, boldly exploring new ideas, and science out in the universe. And for me, what was really even more important was, as a Royal Shakespearean actor, to do Shakespeare at the level that he did Shakespeare required an inward journey to get to that place where you can deliver the kind of truth that Shakespeare delivers, that you have to go so far within yourself to really master that. So as a narrator, he was our number one choice in the world because he represents truly the journey from, you can go almost infinitely in and you can almost go infinitely out, and that there is a connection between those two things, which is exactly the part of the movie, is that you can explore the outward and you can explore inward, and when you learn to see the connections of both, I think it makes your life better in so many ways.
Exciting. Thank you so much, Malcom. And thank you to you, all Delicious co-creators, for viewing this video, for sharing it, and for sharing the movie also. This is all of us coming together in these times, sharing it, and that makes the whole difference. So thank you so much. The Connected Univers.
Yes.
The Connected Universe film.com. Thank you so much. Big kiss from beautiful Paris. Or it's slightly cold, but warm-hearted.
Warm-hearted indeed. I thank you again to everyone who came out and shared such a special moment with us. It really felt wonderful. Thank you so much.
Big kiss. Bye.